purpose of this oral report is to recommend the best advertising technique for an energy drink. We will primarily focus on television, internet, and radio advertising. In addition, Donna will compare the costs of these different techniques, David will present the effectiveness of these different techniques, and Baij will discuss the amount of people and target audiences of these various techniques.
Look at the cost of advertising under the three types of advertising that we're doing our comparison under. We're going to do comparisons for television, internet, and radio advertising. Television advertising includes broadcast networks and cable TV. Internet advertising is banner ads and pop-ups, and also informative articles are forms of advertising in addition to the website. Radio advertising has broadcast stations, satellite radio, and Pandora. They can all be individual costs, or the cost for these can be combined. For instance, you can have a television or radio station that will also have a website and offer advertising in a package combination. So there's different varieties available. This chart shows how advertising dollars are forecasted in the U.S. by media type. This chart does the comparison with television, internet, newspaper, magazine, radio, and outdoor and cinema. The biggest percentage forecasted for the 2014 advertising year is television with 38.3%, internet is 24.6%, newspaper 12.1%, magazine 9.8%, radio 10%, and outdoor and cinema is 5.2% of the advertising dollars that are forecasted to be spent. Under television commercial advertising, the comparisons were done at 30 seconds of prime time. Broadcast networks had the highest prime time prices at $593,700, and the lowest was $21,817. Looking at the cable television, the highest was $3,000, the lowest $15. Prices for broadcast networks were researched from Advertising Age and adweek.com. The Advertising Age does a survey each year that they get from 7 media buying agencies. The prices are directional indicators and not actual prices that each one is paid. Most TV advertising is purchased as part of larger negotiations. The media buying agency purchases from the networks and then resells to the advertisers. Many media experts recommend cable TV advertising. Cable rates are highly negotiable. The zones you choose, the size of your town, and the time of year will have an influence on the price that you pay. Low-cost cable is a sure winner for small businesses. Internet advertising varies greatly. There are many options. You can purchase package deals. The most commonly used arrangements for internet advertising is a CPM, cost per million. The advertiser pays for every 1,000 displays of the ad to the viewers. This can go for $10 to $100 per million. CPC, cost per click. The advertiser pays for the number of viewers that click on that ad. The cost per click can vary from 5 cents to $5. If there is a budgeted limit, the ad will display until the limit is reached. CPA, cost per action. The advertiser pays for the number of people who complete a transaction. I do not have prices for this arrangement. The ads can be banner ads, pop-ups, website sponsorships, and informative articles. Advertising giant Google recommends that new advertisers start with a budget of around $10 to $50 per day. Radio advertising. I did a cost comparison for a 30-second commercial. On the national market, the highest was $8,000. Lowest was $500 for that 30-second commercial. In the local market for radio advertising, the average was $60 for 30-second commercial. Your cost of airing the commercial can vary by which station matches your customer's demographics, your placement time, and how many times a day your ad will run. Negotiating is the key to staying within your budget. Purchasing longer terms can also save on costs. advertising budget is going to be your production costs. These production costs are going to be created from the development, the copywriting, your voices, actors, and media planning. Production costs for television and radio commercials can be expensive and time-consuming. Look into smaller production services in local areas to save on the cost. And be sure and plan your budget and stick to it. For radio advertising, sometimes the radio stations offer to help you create commercials if you're advertising on their station. For internet advertising, your ads and websites can be done by professionals, or perhaps you have someone in-house that can help save this part of your cost of advertising. And also, you want to look at the website and see if it can be optimized to appear higher in the search engine rankings to attract more visitors. That would reduce the need for higher priced ads.
Hello, my name is David Catanzano, and today I will be talking about the effectiveness of 3 different advertising techniques: radio, internet, and television. To determine their effectiveness, I will talk about their impact on brand awareness, intent to purchase, and the return on investment. All of these are important factors in determining effectiveness. First, I will discuss their impact on brand awareness. Through different studies, we have found that television ads deliver the best brand recognition results. Television ads can increase brand awareness by 27%, followed by radio at 11%, and then internet with 10%. Next, we will look at their effect on motivating customers to buy the product. In a study conducted by ThinkBox, results showed a large increase in sales as a result from television ads. Radio and internet ads placed near the bottom of all advertising methods. To look closer at some of our target audience of young adults, we reviewed a study of college students' opinions. Again, television ads came out on top, with 42% of students saying they are the most effective. An interesting fact here is that different types of online advertising far outweighed that of radio ads, which only had 1%. Finally, possibly the most important factor is ROI, or return on investment. This next chart will show you that television returns the most money from your investment. For every dollar spent on television ads, you will receive 70% on top of that. Radio comes in a close second with 48% gain. Low-cost products like ours tend to show different results in terms of ROI. While the results are not quite as positive, television ads still are the most effective, and prove to be even more effective in low-cost products. So in terms of effectiveness, television ads have shown to be first in every category. To build an effective marketing campaign, television ads should be incorporated.
Hello, my name is Baij Gibson, and today I will be talking about the coverage of market advertising. To begin, I'm going to start with a small definition. Market coverage is defined as a method for evaluating the various segments of the marketplace and deciding which segments to cover in the marketing of a particular product. Because deciding the method of market coverage is vital to the success of any product, it is also necessary to determine the coverage before going any further with any marketing plan. In this oral presentation, I will discuss the 3 main distribution channels of market marketing coverage through the internet, radio, and television. Within the past 10 years, the internet has become a media giant for large marketing companies. As shown on the digital portion of this chart, the average adult in 2013 spent about 5 hours and 16 minutes on the internet per day. This figure remains consistent across the board for most ethnicities and nationalities, and because of the rise in use and accessibility of the internet, coverage widely varies. eMarketer shows that at the end of 2013, 163.5 million people in the U.S., which is more than 2/3 of the internet users, are social network users. Social media is by far the fastest growing distribution channel through the internet, but is also the earliest in its conception. Therefore, results on coverage are relatively new and often skewed. But to begin, when advertising in social media, one must begin by deciding who actually is the target audience, mainly because each social media giant has a different demographic. For example, 46% of Facebook users are over the age of 45, where Pinterest is mainly composed of women, of whom account for 86% of their users. And as you can see on this chart, many social networking sites cater to different demographics, such as Instagram, as well as Twitter, that seem to cater to different nationalities. Although email marketing is on the decline, basically due to mass email spamming, it is still a vital and relatively common internet marketing method. Email marketing campaigns that are sent to an opt-in list, which in short means people who will give you permission to email them, are effective ways to communicate with people who are genuinely interested in a product. This is often communicated through email coupons. Other than being viewed as spam, email marketing is also on the decline, generally because it caters to existing customers rather than furthering a product's coverage. The next topic on this oral presentation will begin with the radio. Many people will consider that the radio has been somewhat left behind in the marketing world. But yet, with the rise in technology, its coverage has become better than ever. With the popular rise of satellite radio, stations can be heard across the world, which creates a large window of opportunity in advertisement. Therefore, the radio retains its place as the most widely used mass communication channel in the world, according to Ad Age magazine. The 13,000 radio stations broadcasting across the United States together reach about 94% of the U.S. population, 12 years and older, each week. The rise of satellite and internet radios has proven its strength in the world of advertisement. In 2013 alone, Sirius Radio XM has reported to have 25.6 million subscribers. Satellite radio marketers are now able to tie metadata with GPS, enabling customized, targeted radio ads and content. A great example of this would be Pandora. Advertisements can be catered to the listener's interest, therefore expanding the coverage to willing listeners. Audio consumers are listening for more than 2.5 hours every day, according to the Nielsen statistics. And one of the radio's best kept secrets is its ability to reach a highly qualified audience right before they arrive to shop. Also, the radio demographics are pretty consistent across the board, as can be seen on this slide. A couple other neat demographics is that radio caters more to local, region-specific needs. Also, over 83% of listeners are less than 44 years old. Adults 25 to 34 account for almost 28% of the audience. Most of the listening locations take place in either the car, which accounts for 38%, 31% at home, and 28% at work or on the way to work. And also 18% are more likely to have children in the home. Finally, I will discuss television coverage. Television advertisements are usually seen by large audiences, particularly when shown during popular television shows. Therefore, the coverage can be displayed to large groups with varying demographics. Television offers by far the widest coverage in the United States, particularly at peak hours, roughly between 7 p.m. and 10:30 p.m. According to Nielsen statistics, television reaches over 90% of adults in the U.S. throughout the average day, and this statistic holds true for all demographic groups. A television market area, also known as TMA, is a group of counties in the United States covered by a specific group of television stations. This style of television marketing is an important part in deciding how and where to display advertisements, and there are many different factors that affect advertising coverage. For example, a smaller local insurance company would want their coverage to be local and would focus on local TV stations during popular shows, whereas large insurance companies, such as Allstate, would focus on all broadcasting stations. And in this case, advertisers just want as many people as possible to see their advertisement and would want to reach all market areas instead of a specific television marketing area. Television is one of the most important advertising mediums because it reaches a demographic that internet and radio advertising struggle with, and that is advertising to families consisting of children up to the age of 12. In the U.S., the average child watches an estimated 16,000 television commercials a year. The children's advertising market today, through age 12, is estimated to represent a $500 billion market consisting of both personal spending of $200 billion, primarily for snacks, soft drinks, entertainment, and clothes, and $300 billion in directly influenced spending in these same categories, in addition to food, toys, health, beauty aids, gifts, accessories, and school supplies. And in addition to this, another $500 billion worth of purchases are indirectly influenced in categories such as recreation, technology, and vacations. The spending power of children is altogether in the area of $1 trillion. All in all, in determining which outlet had the best coverage, I have found that television proves to be the best outlet. Television manages to cover every age group and almost every demographic. With having 90% of Americans in every home owning a television, it is no wonder that television manages to be the most effective when determining advertising coverage within America.